Hey folks. So for this week we're doing the five random whatever thing. Um and it's hard. Because at first I was like, five random things that like mean something to me. I don't know. Like, whatever. It's all just shit. But then I like went around my place looking for things that do mean something to me. And I couldn't stop picking things up. So Um, so here goes nothing. My first two items I'll just combine because I mean, might as well. This is a pin that it has. Um, it's my great grandma and her sister. They're the adorable little Victorian children in there. Um, so that's yeah. And I wear it all the time. I think it's gorgeous. And along with that goes my I'm sorry, I'm so bad at doing this. My, great, basically the little people in that picture, their mom's, engagement ring. It's Victorian opals from India. Um, and besides it being like, oh my god, it's so pretty. I really like that opals were up until then considered like evil and witchy. And then Queen Victoria came in and was like, fuck that shit, you know it'd be hilarious, let's just wear opals all the time. And so that happened, and they suddenly became insanely popular. Um, and they're just old things that, you know, got passed down, and I don't know, I like old shit. Uh, for my second thing, I'm doing my bookshelf in general, which, as you can see, is behind me there. It's quite crowded, but, and then I pulled just a few of my favorite books. I've got Breakfast at Tiffany's, a book that has meant a lot to me over the years. There's Residence on Earth by Pablo Neruda, whose name I just pronounced kind of Frenchless. I don't take Spanish. I've never taken Spanish. I've done some French, so that would make sense. But he's not a French writer. He's Spanish. So, but he's incredible. Like, I wish I could speak Spanish. Sorry, I'm moving stuff over. I wish I could speak Spanish just so I could read his work in its original language, because I'm sure it's better that way. Like, I don't understand how it couldn't be. And then the third book is it's The 13th Labor. And I actually I know the author, so so it means a lot to me on a personal level. So and then I've got I have my record collection slash record player. I love records, so I'll just flash a couple of my favorite ones. Here's Smith's. It's my Evelyn record. I love when artists put out like new records. Like, because no one does that. For years and years, no one did that. No one put out actual records. They did like CDs, which is awful. Everyone should always put out records. So, new records make me excited. I've got Aladdin Sane. I've got, this one's real old. This one's like certified vintage first print kind of thing. It's Benny Goodman at Carnegie Hall. Then I've got Indecent Exposure by George Carlin. And Desire by Bobby. I love him. And then, so that's one. I've done 2 things? 3 things so far. Okay, so this is something I'm just proud of personally. It's, I made this. It's oak and walnut. And, yeah, I've tried to get some kind of training in as many different arts as I can, just to experience it, because I think it's important to see how all sorts of artists work. So, yeah, I was the only woman who did anything with wood the entire time I was in that shop. So that in and of itself was awkward and kind of like my personal like, hey, I can do it. And I can do it better than A, men, and B, men who've had much more training at this than I have. Luckily, I've always been a very quick study. I've always picked up on things very quickly. Just like tell me how to do something once and I'll be like, alright. So it's not very functional. It's not like a cup or a bowl or anything. It's a bud vase. So you just take, a little like, boop, pop them in there. I can't keep things alive. So I've had, this is the flour that I've had in there. It's dead and crunchy now, but it still smells. It still smells pretty good. So that's that. And I don't know, like, I'm still just kind of, like, shocked by this thing, because it's, like, really beautiful. Like, I don't know how I did it, but I'm shocked. So that's 4. And then 5 is the various movie paraphernalia I've been given. Not even, like, the things that I have obtained myself are nice, but I obtained them myself. I've been given things where it's like, oh my god, you gave that to me? You know me so well. Like, here, the script to Ed Wood. I don't know whose script this was originally, but it was a script, and it was signed, and it is the actual script in entirety. Let's see, who have they got on here? They've got Johnny Depp signed it, Patricia Arquette, Sarah Jessica Parker, Tim Burton, some of these names I can't read. And I feel bad because, I mean, if I looked at the cast and crew list, I'd be able to say, like, oh, that's this person and that's this person, but just guessing, like, Wild Shot in the Dark is not ideal. So, I mean, I'll look it up right now. Here, Okay, Martin Landau. That one I should have known. God, what's wrong with me? And the last one appears to be, looks like it says Scott? It is Scott Alexander. Okay, so the writer, Scott Alexander, signed it as well, which is also cool, because, I mean, as much as I'm an actor, so I love actors, but you also need to respect the other folks, you know? the writers and directors, and directors get a fair amount of respect, but writers get almost none, and they do such great work. Um, and then the other thing is that, so that was a gift from a very, very kind friend of mine, and this was another gift. It's film, and it is, more specifically, the trailer to the King's Speech. Here, I'll try and zoom in. Yeah, so King's Speech, Scope Weinstein Company. And that's super cool. Like, yeah, I was in a projection room, because the feller that owned the theater was really kind and nice enough to, give me a tour. And so, film reels are huge. Because they come in smaller pieces, but then they're taped together. And so those are massive. I couldn't, get, the film of anything. That would have been ridiculous. But, they had stacks of all these tiny little films, and I was like, oh my god, what are those? He's like, oh, those are trailers. I was like, that's so cool. He's like, yeah, I mean, they're old. Do you want any of them? I was like, yeah, okay. Sure. I guess so. So yeah, I would love to own my own movie theater. That's not true, actually, because that would require doing business and not just me, playing with film all day. So I take that back. I'll stick to acting, because I have no head for business. Because I've got $1 million heart. I put my heart into everything, and I love things, and but I've got a nickel head. I couldn't do anything properly businessy, because it would fail miserably, because I'd be like, well, financially that's a good decision, but come on, that's kind of boring. Can't we do something nice for people? So, yeah. And that is 5 things. So I'll just pop out now. Alright, bye guys! Again, I'm sorry, I know this is a day late, this video, but I zonked out last night, and I didn't get around to it. I'm sorry. But next week, I'm definitely getting this done, and I'm getting it done on Friday. Actual Friday, and not late Saturday night. Okay,